continue to bring our awareness towards the absolute truth. These sessions will help us to remind ourselves as to how to live the life, or how to be in the close vicinity of the truth. What is the truth, and why we have to get aligned with the truth, and what happens with if I am with the truth, right? There are these basic questions will always bother us fundamentally. And why is that I am not able to be what I am? When the scriptures are talking about it, when masters are saying it, why is that I do not have the experience? This is the fundamental question every one of us have in the heart. But we don't know why we are not what we are, right? What we are not, we are associated with it all the time. What we are, we never have the realization. It is only through the practice of truth that you will realize the truth. We all have to understand this, the fundamental principle. If you want to get enlightened, you have to know knowing the truth, hearing the truth, trying to feel the truth is not the real truth. Only when you experience the truth and you walk the truth, you become the truth, then that is the real liberation. Until that time, we will have to be coming to this earth, taking the bodies. Every time you come, you forget the purpose. You live the material life the way you want to enjoy it, the way you want to look at it. And then the moment the time comes, you leave the body, you go back again to the source, and then come back again. This cycle of going, coming has been happening for every one of us for so many times. And if there is anyone who can start to realize this, that I have gone up quite a number of times, I am down quite a number of times, I am done with this journey, and I want to get out of this cycle of birth and death, then you will start to get into the path of truth. We all know about that. Now, as we start to understand this truth, how do I become that truth? That is the fundamental question. Yato vacha nivartante aprapya manasasaha. That which cannot be understood by your feelings, that which cannot be experienced with your mind, that which cannot be understood by somebody saying or you hearing about it, or somebody talking to you, or you talking about it, that which only can be experienced within you as you. That is the truth. Now, there is a fundamental, Bhagavad Gita talks about 4 different ways how you can attain this truth, right? You can go karma marga, karma yogam, dhyana yogam, or gnana yogam. And it also talks about the other aspects, the bhakti yogam, and then it gives you realization in multiple different levels. And then absolutely the way you wanted to look at it is whichever one works for you, you go start with that, you will try to become that. Now, we all know about Dhyana Yogam. We are all doing this Dhyana Yogam, right? Trying to get into the practice of meditation and becoming one with the source, right? That which is permanent, that which is ancient, that which is immortal, and that which is eternal. You are trying to become that. And Shastras and masters are telling us that is what you are. You're not the body, you're not the mind. Nahanyate hanyamane sharire. You will do, your body dies, but you will not die. When your body dies, you will not leave. You are still there. You are the consciousness. I don't have the experience. So as long as I don't have the experience, I don't care, right? So only when I have that experience, that is when I care. So we are practicing Dhyana Yogam, or the culmination, the communion of body, mind with the soul is the practice of Dhyana Yoga. There is a practice of Bhakti Yoga where you surrender yourself to Dai, right? That Dai can be anybody. Your Ishta Devata, or anyone that you aspire for, or your family's, deity that you work for, you look for, or anyone else, however you track that, right? That is all the Bhakti Yoga, surrenderness and liberation. Karma Yoga, which is the aspect where you start to understand the greater meaning of selfless service. What does it mean? Enlightenment through selfless service. When you see everyone around you or surrounding you, you do not see the individual bodies and minds, but instead you see the divine within them. So I help or I work for that divine. I do service for that divine, that which is prevailing in you as you. When you have that feeling, when you do that, letting go of your results, letting go of the aspects of I, then you are in the Karma Yoga, which is very easy to start, but very tough to stand. And finally, Jnana Yoga, which is where the eternal truth as it stands, you behave that way. You kind of accumulate the energies by constantly reading Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita and some of the masters saying, and you attribute yourself to the fact that I am that I am, and everything else is the false reality. Then you become that. We all know about these 4 paths. Now, the beauty is Bhakti is very easy to start. Karma is very easy to start. Dhyana, it starts off as an easy thing, but as you go deeper and deeper, you get a lot of questions. The doubts, the inquiry starts. The mind that is not used to going inside will push you outside, and it's going to make its own way, and you will have your own ups and downs as to how you ultimately reach the spiritual level. And Gnana Marga has its own merits and demerits. The merits aspect of it is, once you understand the absolute reality, there is nothing else that can stop you. You become that. It's a very easy way to do it. And the demerit for that is understanding that you are that reality and staying in that. It's not easy to come. So every path that you take, you have your ways and looks of challenges. Now, where the conversation is going is, irrespective of what I may be doing. So most of the time, what we do is we take one path and then we say, I'm walking this path. But what is the easiest way and what is the best way to do it is bring all of them together to the best of your abilities. You do seva to the best of your abilities. You do your practice of meditation to the best of your abilities. When you go and live with the family wants to go to a temple, you go to the temple, but you have that inner sense that what you are seeing in that temple, the deity that you are seeing, and the one that is inside of you, it's one and the same. Then you're not disturbed by it. And of course, as you go deeper and deeper, you will have more realization, you will have more understanding. That way you are able to stand to the truth or test to the truth, right? Now, where is this conversation taking us is, how do I get these energies, number one, to get that frequency. We talked about body, mind, the vibration aspect of it, and then the frequencies, and ultimately the energies that will take you and lead you into that path. First of all, the fundamental question every one of us should ask is, do I need enlightenment? Am I here to get enlightened? Or am I here to fulfill my ego? When I say ego, don't confuse with the mind, right? Mind's one part is ego. What is ego is your intentions. Anything that is not truth is ego. You're playing with your ego. You're playing with your mind, in fact. Right? Am I here to manifest my intentions? Am I here to get things for my life? Am I here to get things for my family, for my society, for this, for that, and all that? Again, there is no question of right or wrong. It is the question of truth and untruth. It is a question of permanent, temporary. It's the question of eternity versus struck. It is question of happiness, suffering. So what do you want? First of all, we should know that. Whoever takes up these paths, these 4 paths, they should know what is that you're looking out of it. So if you start to look at every one of these, in the karma marga, in the karma yoga, it is very clearly told that you cannot expect anything. You do the work, but leave the results to God. Right? In the Jnana, in the karmic cycle, whatever the selfless service that you are able to do the society, you are doing it for the divine. And that divine will give you the peace and happiness and what all you are looking for. That is the ultimate reality and ultimate result of what you do in karma yoga. But the question is, are you able to do that? Are you giving up your identity when you are serving in the karma yoga? That is a must. If you are not doing that, then what happens? What happens? You are uplifting the ego aspect of your mind. Your ego is going up because whatever the service that you are doing in the name of I for yourself, it comes as a good deed. If you let go of your I and you do the service, then it makes your mind pure. 2 different things, totally unrelated. If I get the punya by doing some good deed, that punya will give me my next birth. If I do with a selfless service, without any expectations, and I leave the results to God, and I am not the one doing it, I am the medium through which the work is happening, then your mind is pure. Your mind is purified. Always remember this one thing, wherever you are at. The gate for enlightenment is the purity of mind. Purity of mind is the gate for enlightenment. The gate has to open for you to get enlightened. So if you do not do the service with the intention that I am serving the God within that person or that work, what you're doing, then that is a bond. You are bonding yourself with that because you have the I factor in yourself that I am the one doing it. Kartrutva, bhoktutva. Kartrutva means I am the one. Bhoktutva, the results of it. You are the one enjoying the results of it. Then you will reap the results of it in your next life. You're going to get a beautiful life. Again, the birth is confirmed for you. Even though you may be thinking that I am serving. That's why karma yoga, the start of it is very easy. And in spirituality, especially in religious aspects, we start to look at it. We have been trained, in even the culture, that you have to do service, you have to give. The giving aspect of it and the doing aspect of it has been brought up from the childhood for us to understand the concept of it. By keep doing it and learning about it, slowly your path towards the liberation will start to kick in at some point. Right now, I don't have that. Right now, all I do is I serve others, but at my own interest. I only come when I am free. I serve when I am free. That is not service. There are 2 things that we have to really understand in this, right? One is duty and other is responsibility. Responsibility is something that you're responsible for your family. You're responsible for your parents. You're responsible for the society for which it is giving you a lot of things. That is responsibility. What is duty? Duty is bound. You are bound to do that. It's like a soldier is doing a duty for the country. That which you must do. You must. That is how you get out of your bad karma or whatever you call, right? Or the suffering that you go through in this life, right? Or next. It is through duty you release your karma. By doing your responsibility, you are getting zero. That which you brought yourself, you have to take care, period. So if there is an activity, a social or a spiritual activity that you want to go to, but you have a family business that came up, the decision is whether I have to take care of this or that, depends upon whether you are looking at the responsibility aspect of it or the duty aspect of it. If you say that, okay, I am gonna go do my duty, I'm gonna let go my family, let them suffer, then you will get papa. If you say that I am going to be responsible here, I'm going to let go of my duty, then you lose the happiness part and the peace part. So how do I balance it? You have to make sure that even though you are responsible for it, if what is more important is duty is more important. Because duty must be done for you to release your karma, for you to get into enlightened state. That is an opportunity that you have. Responsibilities are not opportunity. Responsibility is your baggage that you have to carry for the life of your, unless until the responsible person, the receiver, gives you permission, saying that yes, you are free to go and do what you need to do, then you are fine. Otherwise, you are stuck. So what happens in the karma yoga is basically you start to understand this deeper picture, and then you say, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Then I factor is always there. When the I factor is always there, you are getting only punya, you're not getting the purity of mind. It becomes a good deed. Good deed is a bond that will bring you a body next time, because you will have a beautiful life in your next life. And as and when you lose it, kshine punye matsya lokam visanti. As you start to enjoy that life in the upper worlds, and once all that punya is done, you will be thrown back. Matsya lokam visanti. Matsya loka means bhumi, earth. You will come back to earth and live the life. Again, you will have the same misery, same poverty, whatever you left off, wherever you left off, you will start from there. So it is important to understand how the karma yoga aspect works in the seva, and maybe we'll do one more session when we get opportunity to talk about it. But that is karma yoga. Then comes the bhakti yoga, surrenderness. Surrenderness is the most easiest way. Bhakti yoga is for masses. Bhakti is for masses. Anyone and everyone, you can bring them into the line of devotion. That devotion that starts with the God eventually becomes faith. Without that faith, right, unwavering faith, if you do not develop that, that will not mature. That bhakti will not mature. So when you start as a regular bhakti, that bhakti has to have sarala. It's called sarala bhakti. Then slowly, you have to reach to a stage where it becomes nirhetuka bhakti, right? And then eventually you become aikantika bhakti. That which you are looking for is what you are, and you are in that state all the time. That is the ultimate state of bhakti. Until you reach there, you will not get enlightened. Again, when you are in the state of sarala bhakti, you probably are aspiring a lot of things from society, from your families. You may be asking a lot of intention. You want to manifest your intentions. I need that. I need this. I want to buy a car. I want to buy a home. All that drama is going to go on and on. Eventually, you will gain an understanding of the greater purpose, and then see that, okay, when the divine is all around me and divine is everywhere, including in me, why am I even asking him? Is it not foolish for me to ask him to give me something when I know for a fact that he is everywhere, when he is omnipresent, when he is eternal, right? Why am I saying this? Whatever is happening to me in this life is the gift of my God, right? When you start to realize it, you get to the next step, and then you go closer and closer, like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa and some of the real, devotees who have unwavering faith on the God. Then you get enlightened that way. That's the second. The process to kick in that bhakti yoga is a very, very easy, but to stand and become to that surrenderness, that is the ultimate test. So it takes its own cycles. It's ultimately everything has bhakti. Even dhyana has bhakti, gnana has bhakti, karma has bhakti, because you see him everywhere in any fashion or fashion. But in bhakti, what happens is you are struck with one name or one form, and you want to see that one name and one form in everything and everyone you're holding to, right? That is bhakti. It comes only with you have to develop it. It's not your birthright. You have to develop bhakti. So it takes lot of lifetimes to get to a point where you are ready to ripe as a fruit. That's the bhakti. The third one, which is also equally important, that we talk about is all the time, is dhyana yoga. Through enlightenment, liberation, freedom, lot of these things are synonyms, right? When I want to know my consciousness, how do I know my consciousness? By looking inside and going in deeper. I use breath as a source or a medium through which I go to that state. I want to be in my seventh state or eighth state or ninth state. That is where I want to be all the time, even though I am already running at my first and second and third bodies. So the inner journey that you take to go deeper in your meditations, and the stage to start that enlightened state is going into the void, sunya. Sunya sthiti is the first state that you try to get into enlightened path. And from then on, your journey will kick in, because you are starting to get the cosmic energy, your healing is happening, your nadi shuddhi is going on, you're astrally, you're connected, you're getting all the intuitional capabilities, you are able to connect to the higher frequencies, and slowly, and eventually you will get there. This is a journey, and there is no right or wrong again, right? So whatever makes and works. Dhyana is an easier way to do it, because you are just to sit. There is no ritualistic activities like in bhakti. Bhakti is very, very process oriented. It is very ritualistic. You have to follow the guidelines, otherwise it is going to come and hit you, right? Same thing goes in the karma yoga. You have to be very, very careful, because as much as you love the spirit of getting more punya or purifying your mind, you may also accumulate tons of papa if you don't do it with the rightful intention. You cannot be prejudiced. You cannot be biased when you're doing seva. You have to be able to see God in everyone. That's the precondition. That is called real seva. Otherwise, it is not seva. And the fourth one, which is all more important, is Gnana Yoga. Gnana and Bhakti, they are like, Bhakti is the mother, Gnana is the child. So without having a deeper, intense devotion towards the ultimate reality, it is not possible for you to have that greater understanding. Like Bhagavan, Ramana Maharshi, you all know about him, right? Nisarga Datta Maharaj, you probably heard about him. I am that I am. You have seen, lot of Esther masters, Adi Shankaracharya. Advaita, the principles of Advaita, Vivekananda. I mean, when you start to understand the Upanishad, the concepts of Upanishad, and trying to bring all of them together, then you start to realize very quickly that, okay, that which I am is not in there. What is that? The waking state, the dream state, the deep state, these three states come and go. These three have nothing to do with me. I am in the fourth state, which is the absolute state, Turiya Sthiti. When you start to realize that you are in that state, you are liberated. And that comes only through maturity. That maturity have to be developed by worshipping, by being with the God, by being with greater masters who can guide you in the process, or reading Upanishads and going into deeper level in the scriptures, absolutely through Bhagavad Gita. Upanishads, right? Bhagavad Gita is a saram of Upanishads. Upanishad Sara, you have to go into the deeper meanings, keep understanding all that, keep going through all those meanings and always chanting about it, always trying to remember it. You get into that path and you transcend that. It is Bhagavan gave inquiry as one of the options. He himself got enlightened through meditation, but he gave this inquiry path, right, where you are questioning the I factor. Where is this I coming from? It's the source of your mind. And when mind goes to its home, which is in the heart, then you will start to realize who you are. And it requires a constant practice and inquiring every thought that comes to you. Who did this thought come to? It came to me. Who am I? And then wait for that absolute thing to kick in. Continue to practice it. Eventually, your thoughts will come down. Your mind will quiet down. And at one moment, your mind will go and rest in the heart. And then you are in the state of enlightenment. So that is Jnana Margam. So out of these 4 paths, every one of us are free to choose which one you wanted to, pursue. A lot of times, again, these are only for truth. If I want an intention to be manifested, if I want to do, I want to buy something, I want to get something, all the material things, the pleasure aspects of it, you don't have to follow any of this. You can just do what you do, and then as your destiny, you can live the life. Now, when you start to look at the truth aspect of it, your destiny aspect is only 1%. The 99% is your will. Because now you are walking the path of the truth, where you are saying that I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the intelligence, I am the very source that is running all these things. The very reason why my body is there is because of I am. The I is there because of I am. I am is consciousness, I is the body mind. So when you start to realize that, you no longer depend upon the destiny or the luck or things coming my way, I don't know. There is no I don't know factor. There is no absolutely luck factor. Everything is either predestined with your body-mind scenario, or you have the will to create it instantaneously. If you are in the conscious level, use your will to create things instantly. If you are in the body-mind level, you follow the destiny. And when you pick one of these margas, these 4 margas, what happens is you slowly start to shift from the destiny to the will. Now you no longer believe that things will just happen. Things happen accidentally. There is nothing like accidentally. You just don't know the big picture. When you start to realize that big picture, slowly the transformation or the shift starts to begin within you. You will still be the same person. You will still be having the same family. Nothing changes on the outer world, but everything will change in the inner world. The way you receive things, the way you pursue things, the way you accept things, the way you run things internally, all that drama of emotion is a gone thing. So the question that each of us should ask, right? This is what our masters are asking us to do, is sit quietly and ask this question: what do I want from life? If for any of you, the answer is I want peace, I want happiness, I want be out of this suffering, then you are ready for one of these paths. Because all 3 of them are in the truth. When you are enlightened, when you get liberated, or when you get realized, what is happening is you no longer suffer. You will have infinite peace. You will have Brahmananda, happiness. The ocean of happiness will come and hit you. All these things are possible when you pursue the path of truth. So the question is, are you ready for that? If your question, or if your intention, or if your answer to that question is no, I'm not there, I'm not looking for any peace or happiness or any of that, I'm just looking for fun, I just want to manifest this thing, I just want this intention, I am trying to buy a home, I want to buy a home, that's my goal. It is still fine. There is no good or bad. It is still fine, but truth is far, far a reality for you. Truth, you don't have to walk the path. You can still do your bhakti, you can still do your jhana, you can still do all of that, but that has nothing to do with the truth. The ultimate reality is truth. The ultimate purpose of every living being, whether it is minerals, plants, animals, humans, the ultimate purpose of all living beings is truth. You have to know who you are. That is why you are coming here. It is absolutely fine if I don't have the urge to find that out, then you are not ready yet. Because only when you have that maturity, when you are experiencing that level of inner churning, only when you come to truth, right? So otherwise it's not possible to be in that path of truth. You may come by force, somebody may show you some attractions, you may fall for it and then come here, but it is not going to stick to you. The only way it will stick to anyone is when it comes from your inner, and that is a gradual development. So don't push yourself, don't worry. If your answer is not truth, then you will find that out, what that untruth is. But always try to come back to the truth. Always find a way to have peace and happiness. See, everyone says that, okay, today I'm totally engrossed in getting a home for myself, right? That's my wish. But that doesn't mean that I don't want peace or happiness. Right? Everyone wants a peace and happiness, but the thing that they don't understand or they're not looking at is they are looking for that temporary peace and happiness outside. Hey, I go to a restaurant, I eat with my family, I'm happy. That happiness doesn't last even for an hour. That's gone. You may have put 4 hours of effort to go to a restaurant and have dinner with the family, and then by the time you come back and all that, after 1 hour, you're back. Your mind is back doing its drama. Same goes with peace. You cannot be peaceful. You may say that I'm sitting in meditation, I'm so peaceful and all that. After coming out of meditation, once you start your day's work, you're back. Peace is long gone. These things are real to happen because we are looking for some things you are looking at a wrong place. The peace and happiness are never outside. They are inside of you. They are right in your heart. If you dare to go so. If you dare to explore it, you will find them there. But that requires a lot of sacrifice, outer sacrifice for inner gains. So you have to be ready. You have to know that this is what you want, and you begin the journey. That is why it is called inner journey. Meditation is an inner journey. It's a beginning of the inner journey. Then when you go into samadhi, savikalpa, nirvikalpa, that is when you will start to realize who you are and why you are here. What is your purpose? Why I brought this family with me? What are we doing together as husband, wife, or wife, children, whatever that combination you have, why is that this way? The answer to that, why is that this way, you will get it in that deepest state of meditation. Until you reach that state, you will not understand the real sense of what meditation is. Please do not confuse yourself that meditation for the power of mind is totally different than the meditation for you to know the purpose and truth. The ultimate thing is only truth. Meditation using the power of mind is also there. because we have visualization, we have manifestation. You can do astral travel, you can have astral projections, you can do levitations, you can do all those things with your energies as you accumulate. Mind is equally powerful, but truth, it cannot. So what is happening to each of us is, as we start this journey, you have been given information in multiple different flavors. As you start to assimilate that information and process within your system, depending upon your nature, where you are right now, depending upon your gunas, tamo, rajo, sattva, suddha sattva, right? Depending upon those gunas, how they are acting upon you, your behavior accordingly changes. Sometimes you feel so contented that you want to come and do meditation. You don't even want to talk to anybody, and then say, okay, I want to be in the quietest time, because you are in the sattva guna. Then comes an opportunity where, oh, I want to watch a movie with my family versus doing my own penance. Let me do it. You postpone it, rajoguna. Then you totally skip it, lethargic, procrastinating, tamoguna. Because of the essence, because of the combination of these three things, your day is going to act up. And your sadhana is going to be related to all these three things. Right? Sadhana means sat as dana. Sat means truth. As dana. Dana means, that which you gain. You're gaining the knowledge of truth. That is sadhana. If truth is not a priority for you, then it is like one of the things for, we spoke about this in one of the other sessions as well, that if truth is not the one that I am looking for, and you do not have the priority attention on a daily basis, you cannot realize the truth. Because the truth you are trying to become, you are already that. And the second thing, the truth that you are trying to understand, you cannot see it, you cannot feel it, you cannot hear it, you cannot talk about it. You are that. That's it. So it is next to impossible. I mean, I won't say impossible, but it is very, very, it's gonna be very tough for you to realize the truth without having that priority in your life. So you have to make it a priority. That's why you should know what you want. So the first thing, when you come and choose one of these margas, you sit quietly and understand, and ask yourself that, what do I want? If I want peace, happiness, and out of suffering, then yes, then you are in the path of truth. Now you choose which one you want to use. You want to use selfless service as a source for enlightenment, or you want to use the meditation energies to become one with the ultimate reality, or you want to use the knowledge, the scriptural knowledge, the rishis, maharshis, what they have given, the ancient gurus, or this life gurus, Bhagavan, and how you wanted to pursue that, how you want to get into the greater understanding, that's an option too. No, ultimately, I cannot do any of this. I want to just surrender to thy, and rest is his problem. And if you can stay that way, absolutely fine. All four will lead to same destination. They will lead to only one gate: purity of mind. The name of the gate is purity of mind, chitta suddhi. It is only through that chitta suddhi you will get enlightened. You will get the realization of the truth. Otherwise, all this drama, whatever we are going through right now, it is all going to be futile. I'm going to temple. I'm going to, I'm doing this upasana with this mantram. I've got this japa that my guru gave me some time back. I've got this sadhana that I've acquired from, my past gurus, or in my past lifetimes. I've got this intuition. All that, everything is all mind split. So when I start to realize how I want to live the life, the first thing that I would look for is big picture. What is the big picture? The big picture is, who am I? Why am I here? Why is this suffering coming my way? Why is the life the way it is for me? If you are able to explain those things, then yes, you are ready. You're already in the path of truth. If you're not able to explain why things are happening to you, Either you should be absolutely not affected by whatever is happening surrounding you within you, or you have surrounded yourself to die that you don't care anymore, or you have enough knowledge that you accept everything as it comes. All these are ways in the truth. Some accept as things come to them, no questions whatsoever. Some will not be bothered by it because I'm not that. Why should I bother? And some are in that state of being that it cannot touch them. If I am in my spiritual body all the time, what is going on in my physical level or the vital level or emotional level, it doesn't really concern me or matter to me. I'm in that moment, I do the thing, whatever is needed, I am out. The next moment, I don't even remember this moment. It is absolutely possible, depending upon what you choose and to the level how you practice it, you will get there. Each of us will get there. There's no doubt about it. It is that you have to come to the right station. And once you come to the right station, you got to board the right train. Once you are in the train, right now we are in the train of Dhyana Yoga. With the Dhyana Yoga, you are already in the train. So the train will reach the destination. You may have delays, At some places, the train may stop and it may take longer time and all that. You are not out of those millions and millions and millions of people who doesn't know where the station is, who doesn't know what train they need to board, who doesn't know where in that train where to sit. You have crossed all those things. Now all you need to do is you need to be able to sit in this train. The train's name is Dhyana Yoga. You have to sit in this train and do your thing. That way you reach the destination. You keep doing it, you will reach the destination. You have like 50 stops before you reach your destination, let's suppose. In these 50 stops, at any stop, you can get down. If you stop your meditation, you are getting down the train. Remember this. Underline this statement. If for any reason you are stopping meditation one day, you are getting down the train because you will lose a lot. This requires a constant practice. At any given point of time, your train stops. It will never reach the destination. Remember, I was on the right station. I was at the right time. I boarded that right train. I am in the train. Train is going. But if it stops for some reason, you will never reach. So your intention of the truth should always be pure. It should be pure. I want to get enlightenment for peace, happiness, and get out of this suffering, miseries, period. Then the train will never stop. That means if that becomes your priority, you will never, ever, ever stop meditation. Because you will start to experience the truth within you. And the experience is not like what you're experiencing in your material life. It is 1,000,000 times more powerful. The kind of energies you accumulate, the kind of knowledge you get, the kind of frequency you are in, the kind of things that happen, the transformation that happens in your life is something that it is unforgettable. You will not be able to let go of those moments. It will keep reminding you that when it came like that. So how can I not go back to that state? So as we start to understand and take deeper meaning of all these things, it will only help us to realize the cause in a very beautiful way. Slowly, the attachments will come down. You will still be with the family. You will still do everything what is happening, but in the inner, you are freed. You have an absolute freedom. You are free from everything what is happening inside. Outside, you act. right? So the more and more we start to realize this, Mahatma Gandhi is a karma yogi. So as you start to go deeper and deeper, we will start to realize how, because that which you are trying to get or become, you are already that. So the moment you try to become that which is what you are, also knows that you are trying to become that. So what happens? It opens the doors. It also comes towards you. It is like God telling you, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, you walk one step towards me, I will walk 9 steps and pull you in. Same thing. The consciousness within you will also walk 9 steps to pull you in, because that is the ultimate reality. That is why you are here. This body mind is for you to start to realize that you are not the body mind and you are the soul. And you have to be in that state all the time. That can only happen when you walk towards it, not the other way around. But instead, we are stuck in this Maya or illusion or false life or whatever you call it, that we are not able to go to our inner depths. Mind is always keeping me occupied on my outer life. My mind is like, you have your mind is split into 2 things, right? You have 2 friends, the outer mind, the inner mind. You have to let go of your, right now all of us are so close and so related with the outer friend. You have to let go of the outer friend and get closer to the inner friend. It requires practice. It requires practice. It requires patience. It requires lot of understanding. You need to be very, very, very subtle, right? See, these things will come as we practice and as we go deeper and deeper into the state, right? So the more and more we start to understand, and then once you walk the path, you will start to experience that path, right? When you are in the train, towards the jhana, you start to experience things that happen within the jhana, the visualizations, the visions that you get, the masters that you see, the light that you go, the pitch dark black, thing that you see, your body experiences, your emotions start to transcend, your thoughts are getting more organized. You are experiencing all these things as you're going in, like the way you go in a train and you see left, right, you see, bushes one time, you see, a river, and you see villages coming in, you see forests, you see desert, like that. Everything, as you go into that, you are experiencing all of that, and eventually you reach your destination. Only when you still hold that thought that you are here for that truth, then you reach the destination. So the more I start to look at that, hey, from a divinity perspective, or that which is giving me what I am giving me, or you believe in destiny. Some also talk about the fact that, hey, it is my destiny to not do meditation. You are teaching meditation. The individual is seeing what meditation is, what it has done, how it has improved the lives of millions of people. He has listened to the testimonials of everyone, but yet he feels that the destiny has not pulled me to do this meditation. It's a fool's choice, right? There's nothing we could do. It's a fool's choice. All that individual or that person should have is the will to say that, okay, let me try. Trying is the will thing, right? If you think that, okay, it is my, like, for now, you're talking about, we spoke about duty and responsibility, right? Take this context in duty responsibility. If you say that you're going to get higher energies when you do meditation, why would you not do it? If you say that, okay, it is, you will get peace and happiness, why would you not want to peace and happiness? Is there any reason why you would say that I don't want it? It is just that you do not understand the value of it. Because what you're thinking, the peace and happiness, is not the real peace and happiness. it is only a drama. It is only a matter of fact. And when you get to that state as to the person who is telling you, then you will realize that, oh, I also came from this state. So all I can do is help him understand it. It is up to his own decision whether he wants to do it or not. At that time, there is no attachment. There is no bonding. This is service. That's it. You do it, you don't do it, it is your karma. I have nothing to do with it. Me telling to you is my karma. It's my will to tell you. If you say that it's your destiny not to do it, so be it. It doesn't bother me. So the more you get into this path, you will slowly start to realize how to lead the life by example. You're no longer looking for examples, you are the example. You are living the style as to how, dharma, artha, kama, moksha, chaturvida purusharthas, how these things come in life. What does this mean? Why am I doing these things? What am I getting out of it? You start to question that, okay, is this really truth? You going into a temple, what am I getting going into a temple? I'm praying for the God. What am I praying to the God? Am I doing a selfish thing by praying to the God, saying that keep my body, keep my life happy, keep this, keep that and all? Or you're saying that, okay, loka samastha sukhino bhavantu. Every single thought that comes in your mind matters. So the more you start to understand this concept, the easier it becomes, because it is like, it's like you are going into a puzzle and you understand the puzzle very well. You can play it well. It's like, we do the cube, right? That cube thing that we do. If you understand how that works, you can easily play that. If you don't know how it is, it's going to take its own time. It's similar like that. The more you understand about the path that you are in, the easier it becomes in the process, in the practice. Right? It is the clarity that you need for you to be able to walk that path. The more clarity you have, the easier the walking part becomes, the practice becomes. So start to accept things as they are. Start to look at things as they come to you. Start to believe things that there are higher things that I cannot see with my naked eyes. There are things that happen beyond my state of being or my state of just because I do not see them doesn't mean that they are not happening. Right? The world is running right this moment while we are all talking about truth here. Right? Doesn't mean that I have the entire vision of what world is doing. Right? So like that, there are like higher things that happen. Astral things are there. Casual things are there. Everything is there. So that's how we start to pursue it. So, but we have to have an answer to that question as to what do I want? If you do not have an answer to that, you will only be fishing forever and ever and ever. Even you come back next 1,000 lifetimes, you will still be fishing if you do not know what you want. So let's take a few questions. If you have any questions, we are about 10:32 now. So anyone has any questions on the topic? No questions? All right. Then let's call it. Then we'll see you all next week at another topic. And then tomorrow we are doing satsang at Ashburn. If some of you are around, please do join us. And love to have all of you part of the satsang. All right.
On the Zoom, sir, the link will be the same, right? To join on satsang?
Yes, the Zoom will be there, sure.
Okay, thank you.